welcome back to another reading. Today's reading is going to be about luck, given that it's St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be about, where is my luck, and maybe what I should do to get more luck. And then we'll do a tarot card for a little bit of timing, maybe to see when your luck is coming to you, or when it'll change or improve, hopefully. I'll apologize in advance for any background noise. We are in what's known as shelter in place for the next 3 weeks, so my whole family is here at home, and it's hard to keep them all quiet and occupied over the long hours of the day. So you may hear some chitter chatter back there. We'll do our best to minimize the distractions. But in the meantime, let's get started with the reading. We have this beautiful purple stone. It's not an actual amethyst. I think it's just a dyed quartz. This blue stone, I think it's apatite, but I'm not sure. I just remember being really drawn to it. This one, which is a more polished stone, and the quartz point. If you want to stop and meditate on these, or if you're already immediately drawn to one, it has a little fluff on it. Cat's been here, of course. Then by all means, but go ahead and pick a pile, and then we will get started on the readings. Okay, pile one. You chose this really pretty purple stone. Let's see where we are as far as luck for you. The first is Golden Palace. It's a little bit of a glare, I apologize. And this is card 23, so the number 23 may be lucky for you or significant to you. It reduces to 5, so maybe the number 5 means something for you. The Golden Palace card is a really advantageous card. It's a card of prosperity and material wealth and abundance. What you have to, I think, keep in mind, though, is that no matter how much you have, that does not indicate your value as a person. So if you don't have a lot, and you're thinking, well, that's not me, first of all, this could mean that abundance is coming, but it also reminds you that your worth is not in your job title or your salary or your belongings. Your worth and value as a person, especially right now in times like these, it comes from your ability to be compassionate and empathetic and to help others, and your willingness to help others in times of crisis. So that is a part of your luck. Oh yeah, see? Patience, number 16. So again, abundance, it's very possible abundance is coming if you don't already have it, but patience is going to be needed. If you are like us, sheltering in place, or you're under some kind of curfew or quarantine at the moment, it's a lot of people are really struggling with that, and patience is going to be key. Being patient with the circumstances, being patient with other people, that's a big part of your value as a person here. Is your ability to be patient. You've heard the saying, patience of a saint, and that may be what you have, and that may be part of what makes you who you are. And if you aren't a patient person, then the cards are saying that that's something you're going to need to learn in order to open the doors to the abundance that you're looking for. Healing. So, this is number 66. So yeah, again, wow, talk about speaking to the times. If you or anyone you know is unwell, then you or they may be in the process of healing, and that can be a difficult process, a long process, especially under these circumstances. And again, the patience is going to be needed for that. Gratitude. Okay. You attract more blessings when you appreciate your current blessings. Yes, yes. So here, this definitely with Golden Palace. If you have, then be sure you're being grateful for it, like consciously grateful for it, not taking it for granted, not assuming you're always going to have it. If you don't have, if you're in a mindset of lack right now, then you're only going to draw more lack to you. You're not going to draw the things that you want and need. So you really need to stop, turn your thought process around, and be thinking about what you have and what you're grateful for having. Whether that's simple things like shelter or, enough food, enough clean water, whatever. You need to focus on what you do have. And then that opens the door to more coming to you. The universe or the divine or God, whomever you like to think of it as, loves to reward those who acknowledge, that they have and are grateful for it. And so that's something that you really need to have a mindset, not only of patience, but of gratitude. And compassion, just like I was talking about. Okay, yeah. So again, patience, healing, compassion. This is all about like empathy right now. Your luck. If you're feeling unlucky, I think you need to kind of turn that thought process around and think about what you have and start to think of yourself as lucky. And when you begin to think of yourself as lucky, you start to feel lucky, and then you kind of are lucky. It sounds weird, I know, but I found it true time and time again. So I would definitely say, instead of being self-centered and worrying about what you don't have, or worrying about what you have and not wanting to lose it if you happen to have a lot, think about others. Have an outward focus there, not this selfishness that we're seeing in so many places. Be thinking of others in their times of need. Be out there to help others. And I think you'll find that what you give comes back to you 100-fold. The swan. So the swan is love and beauty and grace. It kind of goes with this whole compassion, patience, gratitude thing. I think, especially when you think about the story of the ugly duckling who grows into the beautiful swan, again, the patience required there. That poor duckling went through some really difficult times, some really sad times. He kept seeing himself as ugly, and other people were treating him poorly, and then suddenly, and if you think about somebody who doesn't have, and then people are like ignoring them because they have nothing to offer, or they're seen as having nothing to offer, because I don't think there's anybody in the world who doesn't have anything to offer. Then one day the person makes their million, and suddenly everybody's all over them, and all these people who, wouldn't give them the time of day before. That's kind of the story here, of going from nothing to something, of going from ugly to beautiful, and having that patience and the compassion for others, even when they're unkind to you, which can be a very difficult thing to do. And the gratitude for what you do have, rather than worrying about, oh, I'm so ugly. Just be grateful you're breathing. Grateful you're healthy if you are. Be grateful for any small thing in your world, even if it's the flower that's blooming outside your window today. And finally, the scorpion. Oh, okay. A little bit of Scorpio energy here. Okay, the scorpion is a bit vengeful, actually. And it seems incongruous with the rest of this reading, but I think it's more taken as a warning, not to turn on those when you make that million, when you get that abundance, not to see it as an opportunity to treat others badly because they treated you badly. That's a cycle of viciousness that needs to be broken in the world. And remember, if you're at all biblical, and if you're not, that's okay, but if you are, the saying, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, that means that it's not your job to go enact karma. Karma will do its job in its own time. There's divine timing involved in other people getting their comeuppance when it's the right time and the right moment for that. So you focus on being grateful for what you have. You focus on caring for the people who need the help. And as for the people who are being selfish, mean, rude, walking all over you, treating you poorly, just be assured that their time is coming. And if they seem lucky now, just as your luck will rise, theirs will fall. And they will have earned that. And that's not for you to decide how and when, but it will happen. Now, let's just do, I like to do tarot. I'm going to shuffle these just for timing. Like, let's see what like the timing is going to look like here for sorry, my computer wants to go to a screensaver. I talk too much. I go on too long. And I'm sorry, losing my voice a little. But anyway, yes, we're going to shuffle these and just get a sense of timing for either when this abundance is going to come or when your luck is going to change, whatever it is that you're hoping for in terms of luck. We're just going to get like a little bit of a, I just want to get a, kind of feel like it's, no, not you, it's you. Oh, the Hierophant. That's divine timing. Whenever you get a major arcana card, or I should say whenever I do, every tarot reader reads differently. But when I get a major arcana when I'm asking for timing, that's the universe telling me, well, that's not for you to know. That's, it kind of goes with the Scorpion here. That's for the universe to decide. And it'll be different for each of you. Obviously, this is a general reading, but it just means that all in good time, that patience is going to be key, okay? And as we all just kind of hang in there, just remember that your mindset is everything in this. You'll be lucky if you remain gracious, if you focus on what you have versus what you don't, and and just be patient and wait for the divine to kick in. Okay. Welcome, Pile, to your reading. You chose this blue stone whose name I couldn't remember. I just thought it was so pretty, and I just remember being in a store that had crystals, and I just felt so drawn to it. And anytime I'm drawn to a crystal, I buy it if I can, because I usually figure there's a reason I'm drawn to it, that there's something that I need at that moment. All right, well, let's see what luck you have or have coming. We'll start with 44, strength, which the 4 and the 4, maybe 4 is significant to you, but that also reduces to 8, which is the strength card in tarot. All right, so you are strong, or you're going to be called upon to be strong soon in current circumstances. That may be happening now, wherever you are in the world. Yes, okay. Door to personal healing and happiness, number 34. So 44 and 34. Isn't that fun? So You've got personal healing and happiness. That door is open to you now. Okay? It's up to you to take that walk through it. It's got this beautiful rainbow here, this dove. I love these lotus on the lily pads there. The lotus flower is one of my favorites. Yeah, so I mean, look at how lush and green and abundant both these cards are already. There's a lot out there for you. Okay? This is good stuff. Oh, new beginnings. Wow. Yeah. See? Walk through that door. Walk through that door. It is open for you. You may be like, I don't see it. I don't know where it is. Meditate. Because I think deep down you do know. But I think it's going to take some strength. Because I think maybe you're a little bit afraid. Anytime there's a new beginning, that means something else is ending. And it's very hard to end something and leave your comfort zone. It can be very, very difficult to make those kinds of changes. And we like to make excuses for not making those changes. But deep down you know what it is you want, what it is that's going to make you happy, what it is that's going to heal those deep wounds in you, and what you need to do about it. And you know, the universe is saying, yes, do it. Do it. You're afraid, but you're going to be so much happier and healthier on the other side of this. Oh, open your heart to love. The more you open your heart and pour your love into your creations, the greater their life force energy. So it says creations. So maybe you are a creative person. Maybe there are some creative projects involved in this for you. Or maybe, you know, you have to take it kind of openly. But the more you put out into the world love, kindness, then the more, you know, the more of that good energy there is in the world, the better for everyone, including you, right? It rolls back to you. We like to moan about how terrible people are, but if more people are good than terrible, then the overall feeling in the world is a good one, because we outdo the bad, if that makes sense. Let's see. Intuition. Yeah, see, I was telling you. You know where, you know, what it is you need, like what it is you need to do, what it is you deep down really want, you know. So I'm just looking at all the green and gold in these cards too. Those colors, maybe because it's St. Patrick's Day here, but also just maybe those colors like mean something. Maybe there's some power in those colors for you. You might want to just explore that if it resonates. The stag. The stag actually also goes with the number 1 and with new beginnings and with like a fresh start. So yeah, I mean the overall message here is definitely one of, you know, a fresh start that's coming, or that's here for you if you will just walk through the door, if you will just take those steps. And the ram. Look at that. Aries. First sign of the zodiac too. All about battering down those obstacles. You know, that's what those big old horns are for. You got antlers, you've got horns. Things that are in your way. And honestly, the universe is saying, no, I've got the doors open for you here. But if you feel like there are obstacles, you are equipped with the things you need to move them out of your way. You're fleet of foot. You're powerful. You have intuition. You're strong. You can do this. All right? You can. And you, in this case, you know, you make your own luck. The universe is holding it out with open hands here and saying, take it. take it. Open your heart. Embrace your strength. Take those steps to your personal healing and your happiness. Okay? That's your luck. Your luck is here. I mean, we'll go ahead and do a tarot card for timing. You know, maybe there's a point at which the door closes. You know, the universe is busy. It can't stay all day holding the door for you. So let's see about this new beginning. When, or by when, maybe, you know, however this resonates, because it is a general reading. But let's see, timing-wise. Oh, I'm going to do this one. 3 of Pentacles. There's a couple different ways to take that. I would say about 3 months. But Pentacles are also in the fall. So I would say anywhere from summer to fall. This new beginning should be something that you are embracing. Again, it's a general reading, so there's that's one of the reasons I'm like saying, well, you could take it a couple different ways. But yeah, I would say the next 3 months through the fall, maybe October, November at the latest. This new beginning, you should definitely, I mean, because maybe you're thinking, well, I can't just, it's going to take time to prepare. Get cracking. Get going with that. Whatever it is you think you need to pull together to make this happen. Because again, I think deep down you know what it is you need to do. You know what it is you want. Then, you know, start laying those pavers. Put down that foundation. Because that's what the 3 of Pentacles is too. It's that point at which, you know, you lay the foundation for whatever you're going to build. So I think your luck is already really, really good. I think you're a little bit afraid, maybe a little skeptical of it. Maybe you're afraid it's too good to be true. Sometimes it can feel that way. But the door is open. Go for it. Hi, Group 3. You chose this, I always say this wrong. It's Cavansite. I always want to say canvas, and I know canvas isn't the right word. It's the blue stone in this is whatever this stone is that I can't say. I keep this usually by my bed because it does help with like dreams. But anyway, we're here to look at your cards for a little bit of luck on this St. Patrick's Day. First card is Metamorphosis. Number 25, if the number 25 or the number 7 is important to you in any way, if it's significant to you. So transformation, it sounds to me like you're in the process of transformation, or that's going to be starting for you soon. Rest and rejuvenation. Okay, and that's number 19, which reduces to a 10. Or a 1. Yeah, so if you're in a metamorphosis, if you're in a transformation, you actually do need a lot of rest and rejuvenation for that process. That process takes a lot out of you, like emotionally, mentally. It can be a very draining process. Right now, I think a lot of people are on forced rest and rejuvenation if they are self-quarantining or, just mostly staying home. But if you think about like a butterfly or that, is cocooned, waiting to come out, the caterpillar goes into the cocoon and the butterfly comes out. That's a period of, it looks to us like nothing's happening, but there's actually a lot happening, right? That transformation is taking place. And so you just may need to cocoon for a bit right now. That may be, part of what you need to do to welcome in the blessings and that the universe wants to give you. Oh yeah, see, environment. It's going to be all about the environment around you. If it's too distracting, if it's too noisy. And I know right now, as I said, if you're having to quarantine or something, you may not have a lot of control over your environment. You're going to have to do the best you can with where you are and the people you're stuck with. I know, as I'm home with my husband and 3 children, our 2 cats, our snake, and our pet rat. We have a very full house at the moment. And where I am, as I mentioned in the intro, we're in shelter in place, which means that we really cannot go anywhere aside from the backyard a little bit, but we've been having a lot of rain, so that's not really helpful. So it can be frustrating if if your environment seems chaotic when you're trying to relax, if there's just so much to do and you're feeling overwhelmed. You're just going to have to do the best you can with what you have. And I think that's just the story of life anyway, doing the best you can with what you have. Let's see. Inspiration. Your idea is divinely inspired. Take action accordingly to set it in motion. Well, there you go. You have something, maybe deep down, a little inkling in the back of your mind, the thought of a book you want to write, or a project you want to do, or just something you were thinking, ooh, what if I, or what if this, and this is the green light, this is the go ahead, green, this is the go ahead from the universe saying, yes, you're not crazy, that's a divinely inspired idea. You should start taking steps to realize it. Abundance. Well, there you go. So, right. You're transforming the inspiration. When you start taking steps towards it, the abundance will follow. This is where your luck is. Your luck is in having a divine idea. As you transform, maybe the idea is going to transform you. Maybe the idea you have will bring a transformation and abundance to you. Goose. Geese are mean. I don't know if you've ever dealt directly with any, but they can be very, very mean. They're very defensive. They're very protective. I used to go to church picnics as a child, and we had this little woman named Joanne, Miss Joanne, because we were from the South, and the geese always went after her. She would stand on the picnic tables and just shriek, because we would have these picnics in the park, and the geese, for whatever reason, they would go after Miss Joanne. And they're mean. I mean, they bite, they're protective. And that's kind of what's being said here. Protect your idea, protect your environment, protect your little corner of the world with your rest and rejuvenation. You need these things, and it's okay to assert yourself for what you need. It's okay to say, no, I need a break. No, I need, that's okay. It's okay every now and then to be that little bit selfish. All right. You can't be hugely selfish. Don't be an asshole. But, you can be protective of yourself and the ones you love. That's, not a bad thing. So, guard that idea. Guard that precious little pearl. That grain of sand that will turn into a pearl. Maybe that's a more apt metaphor. But, because that is going to be your abundance, right? That pearl is going to be a pearl of great price. And you need to, whatever it takes for you to turn that grain of sand into a pearl, you need to guard that, the environment, the rest that you need, your quiet little corner, so that you can work on that inspiration, you can go through your metamorphosis. That's important. Finally, peacock. A lot of people think, oh, peacocks mean pride. Are you saying that, like, I'm proud? Maybe you are. I mean, this is a general reading, so some of you probably do have a certain amount of pride. And again, a certain amount is okay. Just don't go overboard with it. The peacock is sacred to Hera, or Juno, Greek versus Roman. And she was a very proud goddess and very protective. Coming back to the goose here, you seem to have, actually you have birds here too, so there's a lot of bird energy going on here. And watchful. Again, that protectiveness. You ever seen the peacock's tails with the eyes on them? So I think a certain amount of watchfulness is required, that rest and relaxation and rejuvenation, but being watchful, being protective too. Guarded. Don't be paranoid. That's not necessary. But just be super aware of your environment, your surroundings, the people around you. Kind of tune in a little bit, see what's going on there. We're going to do a tarot card for timing. In this case, I mean, you'll have to decide if this is like the timing for the metamorphosis, the timing for the new project that maybe you're considering. I mean, let's just see what we get, and then we can discuss what it might mean. Let's see. The Ace of Wands. That's a pretty quick time frame. That can be about a week, but it also just means springtime, which is effectively here. So during this spring, at least at the time of this video, if you're watching at another time, spring may be farther away, but at the time of this video, during this spring, that's probably when you want to go ahead and begin taking the action towards this idea, this project, whatever it is. And over the course of this spring is when this metamorphosis is likely to take place. It kind of makes sense. Spring is the time when the world, the earth, reawakens. And so you're kind of reawakening with the flowers and, the trees and everything. And that's kind of beautiful and wonderful. And you'll see all the birds out now, and you see the green, all the green. So embrace it. Like I say, your luck is in this wonderful idea. And if you're like, I don't feel like I have any ideas, well, maybe you need to meditate a little, maybe you need to free journal a bit. It is a general reading, so I know that not everything's going to resonate with everyone. You may want to pick a different pile. But for the most part, transformation, rest in environment, new ideas that bring abundance, and a certain amount of protectiveness of yourself and your loved ones. If you're home with children, keep an extra eye on them at this time. But overall, this is a good starting point. You're kind of at the beginning of this spring. You're at the beginning of this wonderful new awakening and metamorphosis. And it's going to be a little bit tiring. So take it easy, take it one step at a time, but do start taking those steps. Do start working towards it now. All right. Welcome. This is the group that chose the quartz. Let's see what luck lies in store for you. Ghostlands. I don't know if you can see that. This card, which is number 17, so 17 or the number 8 may resonate for you. Ghostlands is about how the past is gone and the future is not here yet. So you need to live in the now. Focusing on the now and what is really the only way to get where you want to go. You can't go back. And you may always be thinking about the future, but if you're always thinking about the future, you're never living in the now. I'm as guilty of this as anyone, right? Like, oh, I can't wait until this, or I really want this to happen. But you're losing your time. Your time is slipping away from you because you're so busy thinking about some other time, whether it was how good something used to be or... So a big part of your luck right now is to live in the now. Appreciate what you have and where you are and who you're with. That old song, love the one you're with. And if there's a place you want to be or something you want to achieve, then you have to work in the now in order to get there. You have to take things a step at a time. If you think of your life as a map, you're here and you want to be here, then you've got to plot the path and take the steps. Now, it never is going to be quite as easy as you would like. Things happen, but you can only really do a step at a time from where you are, right? So that's the first thing the universe is reminding you of. Cornucopia. Number 11. Ooh. Lucky number 11. I love that number. That can be a partnership. But cornucopia is abundance. It's fulfillment. It's needs being met. If you don't have that, then this is what is possibly coming to you soon. And that's something to be extremely grateful for. Talk about luck, right? You gotta be here now to appreciate what you have or what is coming. Nature. Number 74. That reduces again to 11, by the way. So 11 may be a very significant number for you. It's interesting because this is this is a forest and the fruits and things, and then this is nature. So I think nature, being in touch with nature or fresh air or something of that ilk is going to play a part in your future luck coming to you. Again, I think it's easy to appreciate where you are if you're kind of out in nature and just out for a walk and noticing what's around you and the fresh air and, the flowers, whatever it is. But those things allow you to be present in the moment. And so I think maybe you need to start implementing some of that into your routine, if at all possible. Have confidence in your creations. Trust in the power of God's creativity, which is being manifested through you. Okay. There's been a lot of creative cards coming up in these readings. So I think some of you are probably creators of some kind, artists, writers. You can create in a lot of different ways. I can't think of them all off the top of my head. I'm an author, so that's usually what comes to mind for me. But the last reading, if you were at all drawn to it as well, or you happen to watch all of these or whatever, it was about having that divine inspiration, that divine idea. And this is similar in that it's you're kind of channeling something divine here. So whatever it is that you kind of feel coming through you, trust it. Trust it. It is divine. Intention. intention is going to be important. Setting your intentions is important right now. Again, when you set your intentions, you have to take into account where you are. You have to take into account the present moment. It's fine to say, I will do this will happen, this, and I mean, you have to believe when you're setting those intentions. You have to believe, you have to feel as if that thing has already happened, or that thing that you want is already yours. It's a complicated trick of the mind almost. But when you're setting your intentions, you have to keep in mind where you are. Because even when setting intentions, you have to take steps. You have to start taking steps towards, reaching that goal. And you can't step off a ledge and think, oh, but I won't break my leg. You can be the fool card there. I mean, maybe you won't, but there's such a thing as being a bit foolish about it too. So I think really it's about being realistic. That doesn't mean don't have high ideals. It just means that you have to understand that the farther the reach, the more steps it's going to take to get there, and the harder the terrain is likely to be. So you're going to need to be patient. You're going to need to be persistent. The abundance is there. You've got to, set that intention, set that goal even, and keep it firm in your sights, because otherwise it'll be easy to lose your way, easy to get off track, easy to want to give up, because it won't be easy to actually reach the goal. Okay, I'll tell you that straight out. All right. Hair. Isn't that so? Look, it's almost Easter. Bunny rabbit time, spring, right? Also, the hare or the rabbit is the luckiest animal in the Chinese zodiac. If you want to talk luck, well, there it is. I mean, he's lucky. He's got eggs there too. This is about a new, fresh start, a new beginning. It's about spring. It's about this creation that you have, this goal that you're setting out towards. Yeah, so you've got luck on your side. Oh yeah, see, carp. Again, carp, good luck, especially in finances, but good luck in general. May 5th is the day in Japan, I want to say, where they have the carp windsock type things that they fly, and it's good luck. And so you got two good luck creatures here. You've got abundance. It's all here for you. It's all about starting from where you are and making that plan, mapping it out, and being just aware of where you are now versus trying to live in a daydream future. That daydream future won't ever be a real life future until you can acknowledge where you are, be grateful for what you have, and then begin plotting your way towards the next, thing. We're going to go ahead and do a tarot card for timing. Although I have to say, this just speaks of spring to me. This is, like I said, like May, the nature, the blooming. Spring is kind of in my head right now, so I would definitely keep that in mind. Since this is a general reading, we got here 10 of Swords. I know that sounds scary, but we're reading for timing, not tarot. 10 of Swords it can be quick. Swords can be very fast. 10 of Swords can be something that happens in about 10 days. But the swords are also winter. So depending on how this is resonating with you, like I said, I'm thinking spring, so I'm thinking sooner rather than later. But if you're planning something that's going to take longer to reach, a goal that's much farther out, let's say, then it may be winter before you see the fruition of that. In any case, I would say start now, right? Start now, in the here and now, from where you are. Whatever this that you're creating, trust in it, work with it, let it flow through you. Don't try to control it too much. See how this is just kind of a free flow here. Set that goal. And kind of, maybe, this is 17, and I'm thinking of the Star card, and I'm thinking of how she pours the water into the pool, and it's kind of it's a channeled, it's something that's, even though water is free flowing and it fills the shape of the vessel that it's in, she's also kind of channeling it into the space she wants it in. And I think that's kind of where this creativity is. This intention is like, here's your bowl of water, your jar of water, your cup of water, whatever, and you're pouring it into a vessel, and it'll take the shape of that vessel. So be sure that you're pouring it into a vessel that you like the shape of, I guess. That's kind of convoluted, sorry, but that's kind of where it's just kind of a thought that came to me. But yeah, you've got abundance in the wings here. If you just take all this guidance, you've got luck on your side 2 times over here. Bunnies and goldfish, koi, carp. You might be seeing them around. If you see any, take note. The number 11. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot here. You got 22 as well, by the way. That's at 22. So yeah, I think it's all about setting the intention, starting from where you are, making a good map, and trusting the flow of that energy that you're feeling coming through you, creative energy, whatever kind of energy it might be. Trust the flow of it. Give it a good place to go on that map. Just carve that channel out and let it run towards the final goal.